Hey North City, JD here. Hope you're doing well. Coming to you with an invitation to join another practice. If you remember back in January, we did the Sabbath practice, and I know for many of you that was encouraging and fun to try some new rhythms in your life. Here we go again, this time with the practice of prayer, and we're leaning on the really great work of our friends over at Practicing the Way, which we have a lot of trust with and really appreciate what they put out. Their mission is to advance spiritual formation in communities like ours. And this prayer practice is great. So for the next 5 weeks, we're kicking it off on Sunday. In addition to the Jesus stories that we'll be sharing, there'll be an opportunity to work through a guided experiences of what I would say is an opportunity to renew your prayer life, Now, at North City, I think there's people in all sorts of different places when it comes to prayer. Maybe as soon as you open this video and you heard me talking about prayer, you're like, ugh, had a little cringe inside because it's been a while. There's been shifts in seasons of life, and you haven't had many times of meaningful prayer, or maybe you're just starting out, or if you're coming to this and you're like, I've never really had a meaningful prayer life and it's always been confusing to me. I don't really understand why we pray, what happens if we pray, like what difference does prayer make? Those are all wonderful places to start and to move towards this kind of space of renewal. You might also have a really robust practice of prayer in your life, and this might be just a little bit more boost in that practice or space in your life. So what is this going to look like? It's in terms of the content, 4 weeks, but we're going to stretch it out to 5, and it's this interaction with teaching and then also exercises and practice that moves through different dimensions of prayer. And they organize it this way: talking to God, talking with God, listening to God, and being with God. All aspects or spheres of prayer, if you will. And great for people at every stage of incorporating a prayer practice in their life. And I want to invite you on this journey with me because I think our community needs a renewed focus on prayer. I believe that our communion and conversation and connection with God, which is really what prayer is the heartbeat of our mission of loving our neighbors in the way of Jesus. It's at the center of what it means to have a relationship with God. And it's striking how easily we can slip into a way of being or a way of relating with God where we're thinking about God but not actively engaging in communication with Him. And I know that brings up certain anxieties, or there might be barriers or things that prohibit us from praying, but this is a really easy, accessible way to create some space in your life to renew that aspect of your spiritual life. So join me. If you got questions about it, shoot them over my way. The best thing to do is, if you're watching this over an email or on YouTube, there should be a link down below. That's a link to our group. It's not a group that's going to meet in person, but our group of people who are saying, yes, I would like to, outside of Sundays, create some space to renew my prayer life. And there's different sequences of teaching and a guidebook or a guide PDF that will lead us through the weeks. So join me in doing this. I think it'll be really rewarding for you, and I think God has a lot in store for you if you say yes to this. Join me.